Welcome back. This is going to be episode 2 of How It's Made on my channel. This is showcasing how I created FlipOut, the second track of Rumble Racing. If you've seen my previous video, you already know what this is. So I'm going to go ahead and get to it. So we're going to go start with the starting point here. And this is the first small ramp on the track. There is a slight left here. Now, I was going to make the track in the air. However, because of the number of ramps in FlipOut, the chance of you falling off it was way too high. And in FlipOut, there is no out of bounds. Um, so I opt for the on ground strategy with the little cones. Um, the cones are not placed individually. It's part of like an invisible track, as you can see it glowing. You have to place down an invisible track in order for you to even use the ground as the track. So there's that. Also, going outside of the cones, you can, but if you miss the checkpoint, it's not going to matter. So I made sure I placed enough checkpoints so that there's no potential cheats or hacks for this track. I mean, like I said, you can go anywhere. But if you miss that checkpoint right here, then it's not gonna matter. And the checkpoint is within the track. So this is the second ramp here, the nice little small one. And then here is the first slightly bigger one. I couldn't do any bigger than that because the way that the cars work in Hot Wheels, they have no air control. Unlike Rumble Racing, where while you're in the air, you can do stunts as well as make your car adrift towards where the front end of the car is pointing, basically controlling where the car is going. Where in this game, it doesn't have that. I mean, you can tilt your car, but it's not as fast as Rumble Racing. So doing stunts, you would have to have extremely large ramps in order for you to pull them off. So, okay, this is the first corner going around. If you've played Rumble Racing, it goes around the building that should be sitting right here. There are no props other than like licensed Hot Wheels pieces, such as the T-Rex, the Spider, the Loop. Those are, trademarked to Hot Wheels, so I can use those pieces. But none of them sit on the side of the invisible track, so I technically can't use them. But you know that there's like a if you played Rumble Racing before, you know there's a building right there, and you go around it. Okay, this is after the first corner. The bunch of smaller. This goes. I believe this is where you jump over the building. If you take the ramp on the left, you jump over a building that is on the right here. And I believe over the top is a building. There should be a building right here too. So you're jumping a building next to a building. Okay, this is the I believe before. I think this is where you go inside the tunnel. I believe my memory is not perfect, so I believe this is where you go inside the tunnel. Over here is where the um right before, is it right before? No. This is the, what is this? The second? Third? One, two, three. This is the fourth corner. Okay. And I put checkpoints on both of them. That way, if take this corner terribly, you would have to go back and get this checkpoint here. Okay. So I do remember that this is right before um the what do you call it? The buildings where you had the swerve. So this is the little, like, there's like, I think there's four of them, right? There's four little mini ramps. So if you see those like yellow and black arrows right there, that is considered one ramp, right? And then the arrows here and here are both ramps, right? Which makes three. And then a ramp here on the end. Oh, hold on. At the end of this piece is another ramp. So that's four ramps. Um, I place boosters on a couple of these pieces in order to increase the NOS in this game. That way, it kind of simulates you getting a boost after getting a boost after a stunt. So you make this corner here, and this right here is where you have a bunch of buildings that you have to dodge. The way I made the track simulates like where the building is. So those two pieces there, right? Those little blockers, that's where the building sits, and it curves around that. So you curve around that, and then over here is where the other building is on the right side. The building sits over there, and then there's a building again that sits over here, and then you go through that. This area here, okay, is where it's hard to describe, but it's like a bowl, right? Like a turnpike or a half pipe, whatever they call it, and you can like go off the edge and make a stunt. Or and on the other side, see, I couldn't do like a U shape type of thing. It's just impossible in this game. So I opt for you making the curve on the left side all the way around, and I didn't have enough room to put this on the ground. So I had to opt for having it on the wall. And the black piece here keeps the Hot Wheel cars, like it's like magnetic, so it keeps the Hot Wheel cars on the wall. And here is the final jump. Now, this one was hard to do because what I wanted to do was have like a three-way split where on the left and right side, it's a ramp, just like, right before the checkpoint or the starting line, right? There are two giant ramps that you can take. Um, and then in the middle is a power up, right? And you can take neither ramp in the middle, grab the power up, or you can take ramp right or ramp left to do a big stunt, grab some boost at the end. This game doesn't have that. So what I did was, and you can ignore the cones if you want, because the checkpoint is right there. So what you could do is you can drive, if you take the corner correctly, you can drive straight off on the right side and just go straight. You don't have to take the cones. You can just go straight and you're basically skipping the ramp, right? Or you can take the ramp on the left, which is notorious for the one that most people use in rumble racing. And I put boosters on there. That way it simulates a big ramp with a boost. And then there's the checkpoint. Some of these pieces, there's a lot of limitation, and it's um, it's harder to try to make a track from a different racing game one for one, especially when it's licensed to Hot Wheel pieces only. So it's not like I can create, a full like from my previous video. Um, we all know if you played Rumble Racing, it's it has a highway and back roads, train yard, stuff like that, and just realistically, I just can't replicate it one for one like that. There's like props and different things that's happening and power ups. And and hopefully you watching this video, you understand that kind of limitation. So I did the best I could. And for my next video, I will be doing cargo, and that will conclude the first cup. I might make a video on a cup, but the problem with this game, and it's not a problem, right? I'm trying to replicate something that doesn't exist in this game. You can't set AIs on created tracks. You can only do time trials. So I can't technically make a cup out of the 3 tracks that I've made, or even a race, a standard 3-lap race. So that's why you see the 3-lap time trials versus a race in these videos. But yeah, that'll be it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed. I will definitely be making a video on cargo, and depending on if I get requested or not, is if I make any more tracks. Now the track after cargo, I think, is so refined, and that might be a bit of a challenge. But yeah. So hopefully you enjoyed, and see you next time.